Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
It's time for the Lithia Ford of Boise postgame show from Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the YouTube chat or Facebook comments, and we'll include the best ones on the show. Check out LithiaFordBoise.com to view their full inventory of vehicles, or check them out at 8853 West Fairview in Boise. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Now let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Lithia Ford of Boise post-game show from Bronco Nation News.
Hey, how we doing, Boise State fans? Welcome on into the James Kitchen and Bar. We are here a little tight quarters. We're making it fit here. We got Kent Riddle for the post-game show. We saw Brad. We said we started with you. Got to finish the day with you as well. So
bring him back. I mean, come on. Taco Bell started off the day. Now we're coming back to the James.
Yeah,
you kidding me?
Got some tacos. Now we're getting a few cold beverages. And, wow, where do we start with this one? Boise State 35-27.
Easy
the win.
answer. Win.
Yeah, and I give Kent Riddle props because I was trying to text him saying, hey, it's going to be a little bit of a rough post-game show here. And you said, hey, they're going to find a way to get it done.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to tell you I had doubt, but no. I mean, there was no doubt in my mind they were going to win. I actually thought they'd win by maybe another score, but
I had them at 17.
But
I told you that after the Taco Bell.
They, missed field goal at the end. So, yeah. Hey, they battled. I mean, the second half.
They did.
I think that's going to be a huge leaping point for the second half.
You didn't pucker at all at going down at half?
Nope.
That's what I love about you, Rid. That's what I'm talking about.
Trying to fix your mic here, Rid, to make sure we're good. I think we're good. Can you hear yourself? Not really? Huh?
A little better.
Okay.
There you go.
We're see what we can do here. But how do you guys we'll get right into with the two-quarterback system. Third play of the game. They go right to Maddox Madsen on 3rd and 5, which I wasn't a big fan of. I know you guys know a lot more than me. I can't wait to get your thoughts on this. But then the third drive was obviously scripted, or was planned to go to Madsen right after Green had a nice throw, and then Genty fumble on the second drive. Madsen comes in, does his thing, and then they go he throws the pick on the first play. I mean, what'd you think of how they mixed the quarterbacks back and forth?
Well, ultimately, I thought it was really good. Yeah, it started out rough. It's always easy to say, hey, it didn't work and go one way or the other. But I thought they stuck to their plan and, gave those guys a chance. And I think in the second half, that really paid off. Because had they stuck to one guy or the other, I don't know which way it was going. But, I do. I know they would have won. I really do. But neither guy was great in the first half.
Yeah.
Both guys I thought were great in the second half.
Both guys are barely over 50%, which is awesome, right? I mean, they played off of each other, which – guys, I know you guys were at the game, right? I didn't get a chance to go to the game, but if you watch it on TV, you'd be amazed. And I challenge people, whoever's going to be the critics of this whole thing, go back and watch the replay and watch Green when Maddox is on the field or off the field. They're smiling. They're having fun. And I think that's a big deal about this. And we talked about it this morning at Taco Bell is these conversations are going to be had. and say, hey, this is your series. Now you put him at 3rd and 5, he throws the pick. That's a tough situation to put him in that situation. I mean, I'm not here to do all that. That's a tough situation to put that young man in. But it really, at the end of the day, the 2-quarterback system that Bush and Andy put in, they won the game. Right. Yep. And at the end of the day, we talked about this. Who cares about feelings at 9 a.m. at Taco Bell? You win the game.
Yeah.
And what'd they do?
They won. It didn't seem like the smoothest use of the 2-quarterback system, in my opinion. There was a couple of times of bringing him in the middle of the drive. Then Madsen comes in, and I thought at halftime, okay, I didn't think Taylor Green in the first half really got a fair shot. You had the turnover from Genty, as I said. But let me just finish my point real quick. I thought, okay, but with what Madsen did late in the second quarter, I said, you got to keep Madsen. I said, I don't think Green got a fair shake at this, but at this point to win the game, you got to stay with Madsen. And they started, the third quarter with Madsen, but then Madsen's driving them down the field, and then they bring in Green, and then Genty fumbles again 2 plays later.
Well, I just think they had a plan, like, hey, these plays, this zone on the field, like we're going to use these guys, and they stuck to it. And had they not stuck to it, who knows what the deal is? But
who knows?
They had a plan, they had a system, and they went forward with it. And, I thought they executed it well at the end. I mean, at the end of the day, I promise you, there's a lot of people that care about how much you win by. Yeah. The coaches aren't part of that.
Well, no, they're not.
What do you think, Brad, about coming in the same series at times, switching guys and stuff?
I think it's tough. I do. I'm not going to critique, but I think it's tough. But it won. Guys, at the end of the game, we talked about it. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I refuse to be a hypocrite. At the end of the day, we said winning matters, right? And winning matters. And they won the game. Now, I would like to go back, and I didn't tick it. Nobody ticked it, right? But it seemed like, and I'd like to go back and I would see what happens. But when they were down, I forgot what they were down by. Where were the reps? That's what I'd be interested to see is like Maddox is the thrower, which we agree with. Yeah. Did he get more reps when they were down by 20?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
There was one drive where Talon started, I think it was third quarter, maybe fourth quarter, where Talon started the drive. There was a 5-yard loss on a run by Genty at 2nd and 15, and then they brought Maddox in right at that point. I think that was
ran Maddox twice.
Okay, I thought the third down play was when he threw the 83-yard touchdown pass to.
That was the second quarter.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So we'll see that. But the other thing is now Maddox. Everybody wants to talk about Green's the runner. How great was Maddox in the scrambles?
No doubt.
I mean,
I think there was a quarterback on there. Yeah. And then obviously they had a plan to use Talon. They went
quarterback draw lead.
What do we call it? Like triple right, rocket, Detroit.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
So it's something we've been using for years. They got Talon. He made a guy miss. I thought they used both. I thought they used everybody well.
And it says Green only had 5 carries. It felt like more than that, but 5 carries for 40 yards, had the 2 rushing touchdowns. How about Ashton Genty, though? We said earlier today, that's kind of your best offense. Give it to him. 167 yards. He had that 68-yard. He kind of owed Talon that after he fumbled twice. Talon got back in there, and then he had the 68-yarder on 24 carries. You mentioned Madsen. He had 39 yards rushing as well, so you got 79 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns on the ground from your 2 quarterbacks.
And then go back to the wide receiver. How many yards did
170.
So we said this morning at Taco Bell, right? We said if you have an effective run game, you're going to expose explosive passing game.
Mm-hmm.
So now the young man has 182 yards receiving.
Yep. And
now we're throwing it down the field. So now you're gonna open up to explosive plays. And at the end of the day, explosive plays really help win this football game.
No question.
So did anything come out of this game in terms of the 2 QBs that you think moving forward should happen or will, or is it going to be the exact same thing? You think next week Colorado State?
Oh, they're going to play both guys because I think they both proved they deserve to play. They're going to make a huge deal about take care of the football, cannot turn the ball over.
No.
But Maddox had 1 turnover and also an 82-yard completion or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those kind of equal themselves out.
You know what it is?
Yeah,
it's excitement.
It is. Yeah.
People want to say this 2 quarterback deal. I think it's excitement. Now you can get them on the field at the same time. Now you're building an offense now.
Absolutely. And like we talked about this morning, I mean, you got to play the hot hand, and then you're going to go situational on top of that. So at some point, Maddox was kind of the hot guy.
Yeah.
And then they got into situational, and Taylor's a threat in the red zone because it makes you play
All 11.
11-man defense.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
they're
And
gonna
he's
keep
a
that
difference
up.
maker.
I mean,
He's a difference maker
Yeah.
in the red zone.
and you can see it. I mean, none of this. It's all going to be fine going forward.
They couldn't have started much worse, though. I mean, obviously you have the 3 and out when you switch QBs, and then you have to punt the ball away. They come down and score. Then they go up 14-0 after the pick, and all of a sudden you're down, and then it's 17-0, and you're kind of. I mean, I don't know how much you guys were scrolling social media, but there was a lot of unhappy folks with what was going on there. I mean, there were folks not
Not
wanting
at
Andy
all.
to come back out for the third quarter.
No,
I mean,
been a part of that, BJ.
yeah.
But
No one ever said anything negative about you, Brad. Come on.
Absolutely not. But give credit where credit's due.
So what happens at halftime?
You stick to the plan.
Yeah, exactly.
27 to it was 27-7 at halftime.
And I don't know that how many carries did Gentry have in the second half? I don't have that.
Genty, we can just go to you had 24 for the game, and we'll break it down here in the quarter and half. So in the I don't know if I can do individuals. I'll get it to you here in a second.
Which is okay. But I thought they had more explosive plays in the second half. At least it felt that way.
Yeah, Palin with that beautiful pass. McAllister made a big play on that. Some of the big runs as well.
Then let's go back to the whole thing, which in my opinion changed the game, is San Jose State, and Rid, you told me this, didn't go for it on 4th and 1. Right? Same thing. Let's go last week. Everybody's giving Andy a whole bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Didn't go for it. Okay. They did go for it on 4th and 4. Didn't get it. Boise State scores to go ahead by 1. That's a turn in the game, in my opinion. That is the turn of the game, in my opinion, because it's a huge momentum swing on the blue. Now the players are like, it's over. We got it.
Yep.
Game's over. We win.
I felt like Boise State was in great shape at halftime. I really did. But
I was wrong, by the way. It was 27-14 at halftime, not 24-7.
But when San Jose did not go for it on 4th and 1.
And when was that in the game? I'm trying to remember when that was.
Third quarter, around the 50-yard line.
The 4th and 4?
No, 4th and 1. It's around the it was on their half of the field.
What they did,
sure.
they punted it?
The minus 47.
Yeah, that was 14. It started the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Right. So
and then in 4th and 4, when they could have kicked the field goal,
yeah,
they
went right
went
through his
for
hands.
it, didn't get it.
Went right through his hands. Boise
Quarterback
State
threw,
turned around. Out route.
1,000-mile-an-hour fastball.
I mean, bringing the heater, Ricky.
Yep, he did, and no chance. But anyway,
turn the game.
I thought those because San Jose could have kicked it and gone up.
Apparently their kicker's not very good.
Well, apparently not.
No, I mean that was one of the reasons I was told in the press box.
Recruit one.
It was kind of a no doubter they were going to go for that there.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if you don't believe in your kicker at this point, but
speaking
to me, you had a chance to go up 9 on 4th and 4 at it was like the 20 something.
It would have been about a 47-yarder.
So
yeah. Speaking of kickers, by the way, what'd you make of Boise State going for the 54-yard field goal there? And when he missed it, you give them the ball at the 37 there instead of trying to pin them deep with 50 seconds left there, up 8.
I think you got to trust Jonah.
Trust Jonah.
I mean, he's been there. He's done that. I think you got to do that.
Look what he did at UCF.
Because at the end of the day, all you're giving up is a tie.
If they were to come down and score. Yeah. And then I guess and if you were to kick it into the end zone, you're only gaining, I guess, 17 yards of field position.
Yeah.
But you're giving them the ball at the 37 there.
Well, agreed. But what did go back, like Rid said, you said the kicker's not very good, right? Well, what did Jonas prove versus UCF? Right? Didn't he hit 2 bangers versus UCF?
56-yarder, and then he had the 54-yarder the next week taken away because of a penalty.
Right? So they believe in him.
Yeah, he's hit 2 from that distance already.
He deserves the right.
I think that's a no-brainer. I
agree.
really do. I don't think that's
the field position there. You're just and like you said, even if they do go, they have to get the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But the momentum is swinging to Boise State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't mess with momentum.
Yeah, but there's minimal time. I mean, I don't think that's a
Good
issue.
point. Minimal time.
And I
I
was
just-
wondering. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, we've been talking about the quarterbacks and blah, blah, blah. I mean, how about the defense? Like, those guys did nothing in the second half. Like, they shut them down. And I think a lot of credit's got to go to those guys. They did a great job.
I agree. Great second half adjustment.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people wanting Spencer Danielson to not come out for the third quarter there either after the game. I mean, with the way it was going, 27 points. Again, we talked about it on the morning show, Brad. I think you brought it up at the third and long. In the first half, they converted. In the first quarter, they converted 3 third and nines or longer.
They did.
Boise State just couldn't get off the field. There was another drive in the third quarter where they did it again, and you're thinking, oh, no, here we go again. But
They
again,
caused turnovers at the end of those.
they had a couple big turnovers in the first half. San Jose, they punted on their first possession, but then they went touchdown, field goal, touchdown. They scored on 5 straight possessions in the first half. In the second half, it was punt, turnover on downs, punt, interception, turnover on downs.
So at the end of the day, you got to give Spencer Danielson and the defensive staff a lot of credit. That's where it comes down to.
Did you guys see any specific adjustments, or what did you see in terms of what changed in the second half for the defense?
A lot of zone.
I
They shut the quarterback run game and scrambles.
Yeah, they did a good job rallying to those guys, but
Not extended drives.
I mean,
they did a good job. They didn't allow San Jose State to
a
extend drives.
ton of different stuff. I think what they did is execute their assignments really well.
Agreed. I think State and rush lanes. They got to the quarterback. They hit him, and we talked about this morning, right? At 9 a.m. Hit him. Hit the quarterback. If you hit the quarterback, change some coverage, zone to man, things like that, you can confuse him and pressure him. And then next thing you know, that he gets a little jittery back there, and I think it showed a little bit.
Well, this is we're having fun, getting some great insight. We appreciate it. If you have a comment or a question for Brad or Kent, let us know. We'll get those to you here on the Lithia Ford of Boise post-game show. We're here at the James. I wish I had a camera facing over on the crowd. It is
awesome, isn't it?
Beautiful evening. I brought a coat, but I don't need it. It's a beautiful evening. It's a packed house. They got the fire torches going for the lights, and everyone's hanging out. Every seat in the Barry might be coming over and wanting our table here pretty soon because they are packed right now. And
Barry checked out a while ago.
this would be a good night for a
Worried about Cal.
yeah, that's true. Good night for a pizza and a cold one here tonight at the James. So come on down to the James. We do the post-game show here all the time, having some fun. Again, if you have a question or comment, get that in and we'll get to you. Speaking of going for it decisions, you guys, I briefly mentioned it to you before the show and you both kind of blew it off, but us guys in the press box, I think we know everything. We were talking about the potential of going for 2 when they scored to maybe go up 9, make it a 2-possession game. If you don't get it, you're still up 7. But it sounds like there'd be zero consideration of that there in the fourth quarter.
I don't think so. I mean,
I don't either.
you could go for 2, and yes, you could put it away, make it a 2-score game, but you open yourself up to a 2-point conversion from them, or you can make them score and 2-point conversion just to tie you.
Or go back to this. They shut him out in the second half.
Yeah.
Your defense is playing well.
I don't think
Let's
that was
not. No.
That's one of those. I would say this. To me, we were talking about earlier, like being aggressive and all that. Like that's maybe over aggressive. Like don't do something that could potentially cost yourself the game. Like just win the game.
Kent, we talked about it this morning. The official, I guess, debut of the new lights. What did you make? We had you had them doing the wave over there when they turned the lights off.
It was awesome.
That was pretty cool.
I was in there. We did the light wave. Which way the
it
wave
didn't
was
start out going the right direction,
Yeah.
but they got it going. And
But we got it.
I said they're making the wave cool again because they had the light, and then they were doing some different things with the Boise State chant going back and forth.
Yep.
I thought the light show was
Fans
pretty
were-
darn cool.
Fans were awesome. The atmosphere was awesome. We talked earlier. I think they got some big recruits here.
Yeah.
Like to me, that's the environment you want to show big recruits.
What was that?
That was like literally middle of the third
Third quarter,
quarter
right?
on a timeout, TV timeout.
How about this one? Be an opposing team. When we played Colorado State and
Yeah.
we looked at the lights, I was like, this is pretty cool. You know, and you go to Auburn, all
Then we
those
beat
things.
their ass.
All those things. Exactly. You're in the third quarter.
That was what, the first or second game of their new stadium, and
And I'm thinking
started out bad, but
finished it. We won the game, but third quarter you got the blue, the historic blue. You don't lose on the blue, and then you got the light show. The players got to be thinking, we're going to win, and this game's over.
Yeah, that was like literally just a regular, generic, the middle of the third quarter TV timeout. They just turned the lights off. It wasn't even anything special. Yeah,
no, it was awesome.
Yeah,
I think that was.
By the way, the announced crowd was the second largest in the history of Albertsons Stadium.
It was awesome. Bronco Nation showed out. It was phenomenal. But I really thought that was when San Jose did not go for it on 4th and 1. I thought that was
turning point.
Big deal. I'm like,
was Boise State already up one? Boise State was up 1 at that point, or I forget what.
No, San Jose was up. Yeah. And trust me, I understand like the analytics of it and all that.
I want to find when that was. Was that third quarter?
Yeah. It was either third or start of fourth.
I got to find that while you're talking about that.
They, at that point,
so it was middle third quarter, according to this, right? When it was 4th and 1 from the 42. No, they were on their own 42. That wouldn't have been it.
42. Yeah,
that's okay.
That was it.
No, that was it.
That's okay.
Because it was to me, 4th and 1, and they decided to punt it down as a fair catch at the 20.
I know the analytics, I'm sure, say go for it, but the momentum was at Boise State right there. What happened like the next drive?
That was the very first play after the punt was the 68-yard run by Ashton.
Exactly. So it's a turning point.
Hey, trust me, I get it. 20/20 hindsight. But I will tell you, I said before that, I said they better go for it. Because if they don't, they have no chance.
It was still 27-14 at that point.
Yep. You still go for it.
I just
doesn't matter.
From your own 42?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Hey, if I'd have been wrong, I'd have been wrong.
If you're sitting here and you're in the away team and you want to take anything, and we haven't done anything, we've proven we haven't done anything all second half.
Yeah.
You haven't scored. You haven't done anything. We've got to do something to turn this game back to our side, our momentum.
And you said Harsh was always super aggressive and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, win, lose, or draw. Let's roll. And I believe in that. I 100% believe in that. You go for it, and if they get it, you extend drives. And then what?
Hey, that's a great way to lose a game. I'm not advocating, but I'm just telling you.
They're saying I'm looking at the wrong spot. They're saying it was in the 4th quarter. Some of the fans are saying.
I'm pretty sure it was in the 3rd.
Let me see what they're talking about here.
Yeah, I just felt like if they don't go for this here,
was it 4th and 4?
No, they did go for it. They didn't get it. They threw the out route, and
they must have had a couple because this 4th and 4 with a 50-yard punt, 54-yard punt.
He threw it at Mach 10. And it went right through his hands on 4th and 4.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
I mean, he went straight Bull Durham.
Yeah.
He went nuke on him.
We talk, guys.
Nuke Lelouch.
Yeah, the Lelouch.
I know. You kind of blew it off and said, "Hey, you got to win the game." But I was asking about Taylon's confidence earlier today about a guy, if he's pulled or benched or doesn't start, whatever. But for him, for him to have the second half, he did. Like I said, I came out saying this is Madsen's game now, and this could be Madsen's season here if he goes on and wins in this game. They gave Taylon a chance. And again, I know it was fueled by the 68-yard touchdown run by Genty, but they give him a chance, and he rushes for 2 touchdowns, has the great play action to Riley Smith for the touchdown on 3rd down. He accounts for 3 touchdowns, and essentially Taylon Green won them this game in the second half. I mean, I good for Taylon Green. I just want to say that. Like, the guy was getting a lot of criticism, fans, whatever. Like, coaches maybe at times weren't showing a lot of confidence in him. Like, I just want to give Taylon Green a lot of credit because
I don't know. I don't know if the coaches weren't showing. I mean,
3rd and 5 on the first drive of the game, they take him out. You don't think you can get a 3rd and 5?
The plan. I think that was the plan.
I don't know. Plan on 3rd and 5 to put a different quarterback in?
Yeah, come on, Kent. Come on.
That's a rough call. That's a ballsy call.
Right away, I was like, okay, they're already showing that they don't think he can throw for a first down in a passing situation on 3rd and 5. Like,
first of all, Riley is a baller. Let's just start with that. Yeah. Riley's baller, number 1. Number 2, let's not be hypocritical, right? So we when we were at Taco Bell this morning, and we talked about a couple of things. They were having the conversations about who's going to play when and where.
Yep.
That showed true. The other thing is we also said a run game is going to benefit this football team to expose explosive plays. That came true. Now, 3rd and 5, you put in a new quarterback. That's ballsy. I don't think anything is planned. Like, let's get a different 3rd and 5 kid. No.
So how does that happen then? And is that all?
I don't know.
A lot of fans are asking me on Twitter. I mean, is that which quarterback goes in? Is that 100% Bush or is that
what play they had called?
It's a fair point.
Than anything else.
Okay.
They're like, hey, when we run this, Matson's going to be the guy.
So Bush is thinking of the play, not
personnel group. Personnel group. It's a personnel group.
Yeah.
So Bush is thinking more of the play than who the quarterback's going to be.
Yeah.
He says, "Where's our 3rd and 5 play sheet?" And he just picks a play, and that's the play where Matson's the quarterback.
Yeah, and they
I don't know.
Probably had them ranked. Hey, here's our first 3rd and 5 play. Here's our second 3rd and 5 play. Here's our third. I mean, we did it way back at Arkansas State.
Every
every
school does that. I just think at that point you put them in.
Yeah.
But if somebody's playing, you stand by it.
At the end of the day, Matson was the guy that repped that play that they called all week long.
Wasn't Jake Forsythe the guy that won the tickets today? I think he was.
Yes, he was.
He says he abandoned the game plan within the first 5 plays of the game. That indicates to me that he wasn't prepared.
Who gave him tickets?
I think he had one too many cold ones at the game before he went over there today.
I'll tell you what. That's a 3rd and 5, and you put a different quarterback in. It's rough. It's rough. But
we can overcomplicate this all day long.
Fair point.
Greg says these guys are acting like they just won the Mountain West. It was a home game against a bad team, and we barely pulled it off. For your first time in your career, you've been called a media mouth. Calm down, media mouth. There you go.
I'm good with that.
Everyone, all of us, I guess.
Probably me.
They say we're a little too positive tonight. He's saying it was.
Shit, we won.
Hey,
you know how hard it is to win.
It's hard to win in college football. Now, are we going to talk about the stretch of the conference, the stretch of play after the bye?
We'll get to that. Yeah, we got to run some commercial spots here. Maybe
Taco Bell.
Order another. We got that's in there somewhere. Yeah. Maybe try to order another cold one here at some point. I know you guys got some people wanting your picture and some autographs and stuff.
They don't want my ass.
This place is packed. We're not kidding here. There's not an open table here right now. Yeah,
this is awesome.
The James is a great spot. We appreciate Barry for letting us hang on. You never know who you're going to see here. I mean, I've seen John Schneider here. We got a lot of players' parents here that hang out here. I mean,
come on now.
Barry.
Let's go.
Barry. Perry. Get your questions in. Get your comments in. We're going to take a quick 90-second timeout here. Get some questions. Coach Riddle, Coach Bedell, what are your thoughts on the game, the 2 QB system, where Boise State goes from here? We'll hear from Andy Avalos at some point here as well. We got record crowd. Keep it going. We'll be back in 90 seconds on the BNN postgame show here from the James.
All Bronco Nation news broadcasts come from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mix premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Spirits, perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Our title sponsor is rowpaint.com. For all your commercial, industrial, residential painting needs, check out rowpaint.com. Don't forget about their concrete coatings. Transform that ugly concrete slab on your back patio in your garage in just one day. Contact rowpaint.com for a free estimate today. The official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics and our title sponsor at Bronco Nation News is rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union's been helping members achieve financial success for more than 80 years. There's an ICCU branch on almost every corner, but the closest is in your pocket with free eBranch mobile and online banking. CUI more than 500,000 members love ICCU and join 1 in 4 Idahoans by making the switch today at ICCU.com. Since 1984, Ridley's Family Markets has prided itself on being a hometown food and drug store that employed value members of the local community. Ridley's Family Markets has 13 locations in the state of Idaho and many more in the surrounding states. Download the new Ridley's app to your smartphone, get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line, and find a location near you at shopridleys.com. Former Bronco Matt Bauscher is once again the #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. No home is too big or too small for Matt and his team. Let them fulfill all your real estate needs at BauscherRealEstate.com.
And we're back here. Brad Bedell is taking pictures, signing autographs for fans. He's never been loved so much here at the James, Kent Riddle.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah,
I wish everybody. I really do. I wish everybody could get to know the O-line guys as well as I know them.
Yeah,
because everybody hates the O-line guys, and they are awesome. They're the best people. Brad, Scooter, Tim Keene. I wish everybody. It's easy to blame the O-line because They're not catching balls.
I don't understand. We got another guy here saying we just won the Don't Lose the San Jose Bowl, and the BNN analysts are talking big. I mean, guys, think about where you were at halftime. You were down 27-7. Like, enjoy the win tonight. Like you said, we're like, yeah, it's not perfect, but like you're
all right. So let's think.
You're
about
2-0
this.
in conference play.
From the second half, is this something we can build on?
I'll be completely honest, Ken. I'm still a little confused what was going on with the 2 QB system. I personally didn't think I didn't think in the first half, for the most part, they did it. I thought they were doing a disservice to both guys. I didn't think they gave either guy a chance to really get in a rhythm for a good chunk of the first half. Maddox Madsen finally came in later and was able to move the ball and do some things. And you're like, okay, Maddox Madsen is probably going to be the guy, as I said, the rest of the game. But I just, especially in like the first quarter and part of the second quarter
play, right? 82 yards,
which nothing against Maddox Madsen, but I mean, he threw a 15-yard pass that Eric McAllister,
but he knew where to throw it.
Okay, that's fair.
So
he burned the defender and took off. I mean, I don't know.
But I guess my point is, give these guys a chance to figure it out. Like they're working in 1 week here. Like, all right, how are we going to make this work? How are we going to do it?
Yep.
How are we going to make this fit? Obviously we need to do something for the betterment of the team.
Sure.
Hey, when things aren't going well, you can't just, what's the analogy?
By the way, we had a gal that wanted to come on, and now that Brad's gone, I see if I can find her real quick, but hold on, there she is. Hey, you want to come on? Are you ready? Did she want to come on? Oh, she's not looking at me. Oh, well. She said
I'm not sure where Kamala
She said it was
either.
her first time ever going to a Bronco game, but she had some serious thoughts on the game. She may have been close to our Golly Guy friend. I thought
nice.
I thought might have been a similar state of mind on the beverages. It may have been a good one to throw on there. But sorry to cut you off. I was trying to find her before Brad got back.
Kamala ready to come on and
Kamala Correa, yeah. By the way, I'm kind of liking this. I do feel bad that I'm missing the press conference. We're going to have the video posted, but starting a little earlier so far is working out. We got great viewership. That we're not doing this in front of an empty patio here like we are sometimes, and everyone takes off. It's good times right now.
No, love it. Great atmosphere. The game atmosphere was phenomenal. Loud the entire time. I can't. Maybe 4 or 5. Procedure penalties.
There were some false starts, some I'll tell you what, man, and I give the fans credit. Even in the first half, when it was going really bad, there was one time that I did hear a smattering of boos. I'm not going to lie. There was one time after a 3-and-out with Talon where there was a smattering of boos. There's Eric Chenander, by the way, over there hanging out. I told you never know who you're going to see here after the win. I don't think I'm allowed to bring him on the show, but
probably not.
No, but man, I just there was one smattering of boos. And otherwise, I thought the fans were great. I thought they cheered. I thought they were into it. And they were like, there wasn't much to cheer about in the first half. And the fans were still trying and stayed in the game. And then next thing you know, boom, they were able to in the second half, that it was electric once they got it rolling a little bit.
Well, if you don't know that mattered to the players, the coaches, the staff, I mean, everybody, absolutely it did.
Mm-hmm.
No question. That's how you keep those guys rolling when things aren't going great.
Yeah.
So,
is that Eric Chenander over there? You never know who you're going to see here, Brad Bedell. We got all kinds of folks here. So we're. I told you got to come hang out and see. You never know who you're going to see at the James. So let's see.
Chenander's a great Iowan. So
someone said he deserves a shot tonight. So fans are excited. I told her we were ready. Well, she took too long. You were gone. We don't have a spot to fit her in. Like I told her 2 minutes ago, we don't have no room to have her come on. Right now, it's a little. If she can peek in next to, come over. You can peek in next to Brad real quick. We'll come get close to Brad. We'll throw you on here real quick. Give us your name and I'll give her my mic. Your name and your thoughts on the game.
Hey guys, my name is Bri Moncada. I'm actually from Boulder, Colorado, and this is actually my first time in Boise, Idaho, and I'm enjoying my time here. My brother's seen. Can you see me?
Yep, we got.
Hey guys, so my name is Bri. My thoughts on the game. I mean, damn, like Boise, man, like, are they a winning team tonight? They are tonight. It's all about Boise. When I say Boise, what do you say?
State.
Boise.
State.
Boise.
State.
Let's go, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Bree. Appreciate it. There you go. There you go. We're having a former Buff right here. There you go. She knows Deion Sanders, she says. So how about that? I don't know if that Tops Golly guy or not, Kent, but
You know Ashley Ambrose?
I forgot it. There you go.
Yeah.
Matt says this show is a circus. Let's
Complete.
see. This girl is
completely
drunk. Oh, man. All right. Yeah. There you go. Your mic was turned off. There you go. I had it muted. You're good now.
So nobody wants to laugh anymore?
Everyone's laughing.
He just won a football game.
Bree is electric.
Conference game, at that matter.
I said while you were gone, somebody else said that everyone that you guys were too excited about the win here. I mean, you don't get very many chances to celebrate a win.
Let me help make people happy. You guys won. It's really cool. Hey, you should have done that. Come on, Boise State won a football game tonight.
I agree. I don't understand. You get what, on a good year, you get 10 or 11 days out of 365 to celebrate a win.
Yeah.
I mean,
hey, does Fresno want this radio show going on right now?
Exactly.
They just got whipped by Wyoming.
I just said, I was telling him at halftime when it was 27-7. I think anybody would have taken any way possible.
Coaches, right? Me and you can agree with this. You come in on a Sunday, you start rolling through the scores, and after a win, a lot of people wish you had the same feeling. And that's life. I mean, everybody wants to say, I wish I had this. I wish I had this feeling for the kids at Boise State. We lost to San Jose. We did. Conference title.
That's right.
Sorry, we did.
Yeah.
It was. I'm not going to make an excuse. It was COVID. Yada yada. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But a win's a win, and I don't understand why people aren't excited about a win in college football.
I remember last year a couple of times on some post-game shows after wins that maybe were a little. Not the prettiest wins of all time. People were pretty were a little upset about some of that too.
Well, yeah, I think I said this. I mean, I think you got to look at the difference between offensive head coaches, defensive head coaches. You're going to get a lot tighter games, mostly with defensive head coaches. And that's just the reality of the deal.
People are calling for Bree to come back. I don't know if
if that happens, I'm getting out of this chair. I'm not getting my ass in trouble.
I can only imagine why. I'm sure it's because she has a great take on the game.
Tell you what, that's what she's from Boulder. It's a good place.
Oh man. Well, okay. So you're the coaches. It wasn't perfect. You got the win. You know. What about the offensive turnovers though, and specifically Ashton Genty?
Well, they got
2 fumbles. That's now 4 fumbles in what are they? 3 and 3, so that's 6 games now.
Yeah.
But Ashton Genty's lost 4 fumbles.
It's a problem.
I mean, you want to keep giving him the ball. He's leading the nation.
We don't really have a choice. You have to.
There was one drive where they brought in Dubar and Tyler. I mean, Tyler Crow caught a key 4th down pass in this game.
Absolutely.
I mean, we love Tyler Crow, local kid, but like there was one drive I think where they said, okay, we got to get you on the bench for one drive. But
that was a 2-back play. Ashton was actually in there.
Okay.
It just didn't go to him.
By the way, on the 1-yard touchdown run that Taylor Green had, he turned the wrong way, I think, to hand it off. He turned to the right, and the running back was going to the left, and then he had to spin around and score.
Yeah. I don't know who. I'm not going to guess who screwed up.
Okay.
Misdirection.
But that's what he brings, right? Like, hey, when stuff's not going right, he's a good enough athlete to fix it. So,
but back to Genty's fumbles. What do you make of that?
He's got to hold on to the ball. I remember in 14.
I was just going to say, you were Jay Ajayi's running back coach in 14,
for
right?
1 year only.
His best year.
He had a good year. But Jay fumbled a couple early in the season, and we kind of tried to figure out a way to.
They're working on
make it better.
I mean, they're working on it.
The reality of it is, if you're handling the ball 30 times a game,
he had 29 touches tonight.
Okay, it was a guess, but
I would also say this.
But I mean, you're going to get hit hard a few times, and
caliber of player he is, you expect him not to fumble. I'll say it.
No, I agree.
That's the way it is. But I would say this: you stop handing the ball to that young man, this season's going to go bad in a heartbeat.
I haven't seen too many guys turn 1 yard into 6 or 5 or 6 and push the pile forward the way he does.
Is so strong.
Are you guys seeing anything technique-wise, or is it just 7 guys on his back and eventually someone's poking it free?
Well, you can't help a kid who puts the helmet on the ball, or he's got to understand when he gets in traffic and they're holding him up, he's got to put 2 hands on the ball because they're going to start punching at him. It's inexcusable. Let's just call it is what it is.
No, but when it happened, Jay, I think it was after the Air Force game, put a couple on the ground.
7 turnovers that game?
Yes, and I don't know that how many of those he
Sorry
had.
to bring that up for you.
No. But
talk about a puppy you
we
lost
kind
later in
of
life.
went back and looked like, how are these happening? And it's like, because he breaks so many tackles, he gets in some weird positions with the ball. So we started practicing that, like just getting them in awkward positions and having people hit him, which, hey, that was tough on him. Thank God it was early in the year, because later in the year, I don't know how we would have ever practiced that when he'd had the ball 300 times already.
He's a Super Bowl champion.
Whatever, but
he's a Super Bowl champion.
But
Philly.
we actually drilled that.
Get that a little closer to your mouth, by the way, if you don't know.
But we actually drilled that, like put him in bad positions, spinning, falling down, like, and having everybody punching the ball so he can get used to it.
The first one is he spun to the left, they ripped it out. He's got to put 2 hands on the ball.
But I do think that's something that I think it's correctable.
Oh yeah.
He breaks so many tackles. I think that's something that, like, all of a sudden you got to work about. Hey, I broke a tackle. I'm falling down, and now I'm getting it. Like, most of the stuff you practice is, you're kind of upright, and everybody's stripping at the ball.
Pogo.
But he makes so many guys miss. I think that adds another element into it.
I was a little off. It was actually 26 touches. So we had 24 rushes, 167 yards, 2 catches for 16 yards. So 77, 80, 183 total yards.
He's a difference maker. How many carries has he had on the year?
He's up there. I don't have the exact number on me right now.
Everybody wants to say, hey, he's fumbled the ball this many times. How many carries has he had?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to be in the top 5% of carries from Taco Bell. When we talked this morning, right?
Never has Taco Bell gotten so much love on that.
Right, but Boise State has rushed the ball this season in this conference a hair under Air Force. You're never going to outrush Air Force. I'm sorry, Boise State fans, you're not.
Yep.
But he's had so many carries on the year, it's just a matter of time he's going to turn the ball over.
Yeah.
And when you rely on the run game, which they should, Andy said that after whatever game to
San Diego State. Yep.
We're going to rely on the run game because the run game is going to open up the passing game. And they had more explosive plays tonight than they may have had all year.
And I was surprised. I think it was fourth quarter at some point. They had the lead. And San Jose State, by the way, took some weird timeouts in that second half. They were out of timeouts by the time they got. They kind of put themselves. They put themselves.
So we talked about that a little bit this morning too. Like, when you hit fourth down, like, you have to have a plan. So you don't have to call fourth down and figure out, like, what are we going to do? I felt like they did that a couple times today.
Agreed. And you know what? You save one, right?
Two of the 3 timeouts they burned were trying to decide what they want to do on fourth down.
Right. And so you got to save one. Save one.
There you go. Look at the service from the James there. Thank you.
If you don't save one, and you're in trouble. So you have to save one. That was the whole thing I've ever known is save a timeout because you never know what's going to happen at the end of the game.
And I think you got to have a plan when you hit fourth down. What are we doing? I don't think calling a timeout to figure out what you're going to do on fourth down. Make the defense call timeout to figure out what.
Unless you have the wrong personnel on the field.
Yeah.
If you have the wrong personnel on the field, in let's say they're running a duo run out of 12 and you have 11, especially with the edge players that Boise has, you don't want wide receivers. It's a bad matchup. You're not going to get it.
Absolutely.
So then you call the timeout. But if you're calling a timeout because you don't have the right play, let's go back. We talked about it this morning. I'm not going to mention either place. But
they're a big sponsor of ours. Feel free.
He called timeout because of the play they had, right? But if you do that too many times, it can cost you a football.
And I think one of the times San Jose did it was before they had a fourth down.
Yeah.
And they went for it. That might have been the one where they didn't get it on that one.
But you don't want to match a wide receiver, a Z, running some type of inside zone or duo or something like that versus the edge players that you have with Dimitri and the kid from Utah.
Yeah.
You're not going to get it. The kids are too strong, too powerful, and they're too good for that personnel that's on the field.
The original point I was trying to bring up was they're in the fourth quarter. I want to say it was like 9 minutes left in the game when they were already out of timeouts, I believe. But then Boise State came out and had Talon throw on first down. I mean, they've been running the ball so effectively, and there was an incomplete pass, and it temporarily stopped the clock. But
I think, in 9 minutes, they're going to start the clock.
Yeah.
As soon as the chains are set. So, is there a little bit of time? Yeah, but I mean, they were also.
Well, I'm not talking about killing the clock. I just thought they were effectively running the ball in the second half. They come out on first down and throw.
But sometimes that opens up the run. Like when they know you're going to run, that's a problem.
But
if you come out and do that,
was that in the fourth?
I want to say I'm going to check it right now because I thought it was fourth quarter.
Because if it's in the fourth, they may have one timeout left.
No, they have none left.
Yeah, run the ball.
Yeah, it was 10-13 to go in the game.
But they're only up by 1 point.
Doesn't matter.
Talon Green, incomplete pass intended for Cobb.
Too much game left. You do whatever you want to do. You run your offense.
Yeah.
You run your offense.
How do you think the O-line played tonight?
Well, I mean, ran the ball effective, scrambled, got out of situations. Quarterbacks did a good job scrambling.
There was one sack on Madsen there on a third down where he couldn't get up the middle.
In the first quarter.
Yeah.
But I think the quarterbacks really extended drives and the pressures and things like that. I mean, Gentry, what did he average?
I take that back. It was 2 sacks.
Okay.
There's one late.
Genty averaged 7 yards to carry.
There you go. I mean, they did a good job.
6.2 for the game. Boise State rushed for 262 yards tonight.
And then I want to know how many are scrambles, and you got to think about that regard. But when you think about it, the O-line, they did their job. They came out. They played physical. They wore them down. And at the end of the day, you want an offensive line that's going to wear people down in the fourth quarter. Yep. Everybody wants to complain about the first quarter at about 2 yards of carry.
Yeah.
Who gives a rat's ass about 2 yards of carry in the first quarter? If he is ripping off 4 yards of carry in the fourth quarter, you're going to win the game. That's where when you can wear the clock down and get 4 yards of carry, you're going to win a football game. Period. And now, like I said, a run game can move the pocket, and they showed tonight both quarterbacks can flat out run.
So I kind of touched on this earlier, but how now that we had the game with the 2 QB system, how does this evolve into next week here? What I mean, how do
they're going to build on it? They're going to figure out, hey, you did this well, you did this well, you did this well. Okay, every third down you were in, you did this. So let's put the other guy in and do this. I mean,
what?
They're going to make life a nightmare for Colorado State.
I agree.
Trying to figure out who's going to do what can we expect when they're in. I mean, at the end of the day, Colorado State's going to say, like, we cannot let Talon Green run the ball on the edges because if he gets out there, that's going to be a major problem. But we also can't let him throw the ball deep because he might hit that. And hey, Maddox Madsen's the passing quarterback, but oh my God, he ran for 2 third down conversions on whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, so they're gonna have to figure out what their plan is and commit to it regardless of who's in it.
Is there some self-scout? Oh, go ahead first.
But at the end of the day, if you look at whatever statistics everyone wants to look at, you cannot make Boise State one-dimensional. If you shut down the run, you're in trouble. They're in trouble, and that's a fact.
Yep.
Now, for anybody who's all upset or anybody who wants to talk about this 2 quarterback system, I think it's the most exciting thing they can go for right now. Because now we can put both of them on the field at the same time. Now you've got trick plays, you've got double passes, you've got reverses, you've got things that they're athletic. And tonight, Maddox showed he's as athletic. Not as athletic as Green, I don't want to say that, but he can run and he can extend drives. That's dangerous to a defensive coordinator. That's fun. That's exciting.
I think actually one of the bigger plays was 3rd and 17 or whatever. Maddox ran
First down. First down.
I think that was one of the bigger plays in the game.
I agree.
They extended the drive. They had no time, by the time they actually got the ball back, all that stuff. But I think that was a big play.
Passing completions.
And
if
I
you
might
take
be
the
wrong
run,
on the yard.
Yeah, it was about 3rd and 14, I think, or something.
But
Yeah.
if you take the quarterbacks away in the run game and you make them one dimensional and make them throw the ball down in and down out, they're in trouble. Boise State's in trouble.
Based on what you saw from Maddox Madsen, I mean, is there can either quarterback run the entire playbook, or do you think there's certain stuff that one guy can do over the other, or what?
No, I think both guys absolutely can run the entire playbook. I think what they're feeling is like, hey, this guy's a little bit better at this. This guy's a little bit better at that. Like, let's try and emphasize those when he's in, but let's be aware so the defense isn't 100% in on that.
I believe in Bush. I've known him for years. I love the guy. I think he's extremely smart. He's a great teacher. I think those two can run this offense, but I do 100% agree with Rid. That's why you do personnels. That's why some guys just throw better routes than others at quarterback.
Yeah.
Some guys run better routes.
Agree. I mean, I don't know who there's, and I'm, excuse me for everybody, but but the kid that had 182 tonight, the kid from Texas, right?
Eric McAllister.
On the scene 2 weeks ago. Nobody want to talk about him. He's long, tall, and he is really good.
Yeah.
And he can run every route. And some guys, and I agree with Rid, some routes run better with different wide receivers, but these quarterbacks, they got it pretty dialed in that they can throw certain routes to certain guys that just throw better routes.
Matt Lamb is asking for an update on Bree. I know the game is important, but I think BNN subscribers have a right to know. I think they left, right?
Bree, you doing okay?
They might have left. Okay. Well, we are going to take a quick time out here.
You good?
She's good. She's good.
Yeah, Bree's good.
Brad, you need to take a break. Brad, you need to take a break.
No, I'm not getting in trouble.
What up, Matt?
No one's asking for you. All the comments are
Shut up. What are the comments? I'll answer anything.
No, you don't want to listen to those. Comments are bad. Right. Trust me. I've lived them.
Ask me a question. I'm an open book. My thoughts on Prime. So, actually, true story. I'm good friends with Prime's best friend, Coach Andre Hart. So, he's the linebackers coach at CU Boulder.
How's it done with football?
As far as Coach Hart, he's done a fabulous job. I mean, I know that they won their game tonight against ASU, and it was a close game. It truly was a close game. Are you trying to? Are you not a fan?
No, I wish they would have blown them out.
All right, but you will be there next week.
Where?
Boulder.
No, I'm going to be here.
Oh, you said you'd be in Boulder next weekend.
I live here.
Okay, you'll be there next weekend. So that's actually like where I live. Anyways, truly a big Boulder fan. Go Buffs, baby.
Go Buffs.
Go Buffs.
Go Buffs. Go Buffs.
I don't know. Ask questions and I'd love to answer. I'm an open book.
Go Buffs.
She's an open book. All right, there you go. Well, we appreciate it.
Go Buffs.
We'll see.
Matt might be calling you later.
Yeah.
I mean, drop something.
She's going to pull the plug. Don't pull the plug over there, Brad.
No, I didn't.
All right, we're going to take a quick time out. We'll be back in 90 seconds, and Bree might be here. She might not. We'll see. You better not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Bronco Nation News is sponsored by Tommy Alquist and Ball Ventures Alquist, Idaho's premier commercial real estate development company. BVA projects specialize in office, retail, flex, medical, and industrial spaces located at some of the most strategic and visible locations in the valley. Need a developer? Looking for new space? Think BVA. At BVA, we are Idaho's developer. The Nicolason family and SON management have proudly been operating Taco Bell restaurants in and around the Treasure Valley since 1969. One of the first to make a 7-figure donation to the Lyle Smith Society, they've also stepped up their support of Boise State athletics with the Taco Bell men's and women's basketball endowed scholarships. The Nicolason family and SON management have committed at least $310,000 by 2026. Get more information on their financial support of Boise State athletics and find information on applying to work at Taco Bell at TacoBellWorks.com. Lithia Ford of Boise is a proud supporter of Boise State Athletics and the official car and truck of the Broncos. Lithia Ford of Boise supports Bronco student athletes through NIL deals, including providing Ford vehicles to Taylon Green and Riley Smith from the football team and Paige Barsh from the volleyball team. Rain's family purchased our F-150 from Lithia Ford. Couldn't be happier with the purchase. Check out the all-electric F-150 Lightning or the electric Mustang Mach-E at Lithia Ford, and make sure to check out their full inventory of vehicles at lithiafordboise.com. The Blue and Orange Store is the perfect spot to get all your gear for your next Bronco game. The Blue and Orange Store has official Nike apparel, including jerseys, shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, and more. Wear what the Broncos wear and get it at the Blue and Orange Store, the second floor of the Boise Town Square Mall, or get free shipping on a $40 order online at theblueandorangestore.com.
Oh. So my story is that
Bree, we appreciate you coming on. Bree's a hit. I don't know if she's got what Golly Guy had last year, Kent, but we're rolling.
I don't know. I like her better.
There you go.
I would like to talk about.
Turn the camera a little bit here.
No,
we're
not doing that.
We don't need to go there. We don't need to go there. We appreciate it. Thank you, Bree.
It's a family show.
Go back just a little bit the other way. There you go. Appreciate it, Bree. BNN After Dark, man. You got to.
BJ, I didn't think this.
That was the best tease I've ever had for ads, because I said we'll be back in 90 seconds. Bree might be here, she might not. You got to come back and find out. And so we didn't lose a single person during that commercial break.
Absolutely
we may, but
she's coming back.
No, we're good, Bree. We appreciate it. No, we're okay. We're going to wrap up the show here in a little bit, but we think. All right, we'll talk to you in a little bit. We appreciate it. You mentioned the Mountain West. We get ready to wrap this up here.
Yeah.
Fresno goes to Laramie and loses tonight.
Did not lose, bad.
Okay.
I mean, that was 27-3 at one point, and if you look at the statistics, it didn't look good. That's the thing about Boise. They go to Colorado State, right?
Yep.
I'm right.
Next weekend.
Then bye.
Yep.
Think about the last stretch of their conference play. You still have Air Force, Wyoming, and Fresno, if I'm correct.
Yeah, and you're at Fresno. You still have Utah State on the road as well.
They beat Colorado State.
They won that game?
I'm almost positive.
Let's see here. I don't know if they came. The 24-19, Wyoming beats Fresno State 24-19. Utah State won 44-24. Wow.
I mean, that's a
Utah State wins 44-24.
There
was a lot of hype about Colorado State after the game. Then when they hung with Colorado,
you got to. I mean, as a Colorado guy, you got to think Colorado. That's their game. That's their Super Bowl. I lost them in my senior year. You've been a part of that game, the Rocky Mountain Showdown.
Yep.
And you want to think of the whole thing about Dion.
They were like in the Family Show reference. A couple comments.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Hey, whatever we do to provide some entertainment.
All three of our wives may be watching at home.
It's a night game. But if you think about that Colorado State game, don't put that in this perspective. You can't. Don't. The pageantry of Dion, what Dion's doing. We don't have time to get into that. But then Colorado State, Colorado, you got to take that out. That is the biggest thing for Colorado State.
Now, don't forget, but Fresno State and Air Force, who I guess maybe it's a little changed now, but everybody thought up until today, Fresno State and Air Force were the top two teams in the Mountain West. They don't play each other in the regular season.
They don't.
So there were a lot of people saying, who's going to have that? There's no chance for one of them to take a loss. Now Fresno does take this loss. Now, what do we think of Wyoming now? I mean, they got to come here in a couple of weeks.
Hey, Wyoming.
That'll be the Mike Sanford game, by the way.
Yeah.
No. Wyoming comes first. Is Wyoming after the bye? Wyoming is right after the bye.
That is also
Wyoming's going to be fine.
It's the most physical game of the year. Would you agree with that one, Red?
Yeah.
You guys Craig Bowl fans or what?
They
absolutely
play football.
That guy's
he plays football the right way.
They're going to make it difficult, but
so Wyoming is now 2-0 in Mountain West play and 5-1, and a win over a ranked 24th ranked Fresno State team.
Who's a more explosive offense?
Out of who?
Boise State and Wyoming.
Oh, Boise State. No doubt.
Yeah. I mean, that's always been a down killer of Wyoming.
That's the thing that
they had Josh Allen running quarterback power. I'm going to leave it at that.
So, any thoughts on Boise State going to Fort Collins next week? Any concern there, or how do you see They're now 2-3. They lost, as you said, by 20. They're on the road in Logan. Now they go home to host Boise State.
Could they rise up and play good? Yeah, I'm sure they could. Jay Norvell's a hell of a football coach, done great things.
But that's a game you expect Boise State to win?
Yeah, absolutely.
Brad?
They've never lost one. I mean, we win. What year was that?
What
year was it? 18?
What game was it with the onside kick that Cedric Wilson got?
18 or 17? 17. Yeah,
part of that season. Wow.
Yeah, Cedric gets the onside kick.
I
Jake
remember,
Rowe touchdown, right?
Yep.
At some point.
Rush
Literally
for 200
remember
yards.
at halftime we're down.
We never lost.
I mean, we're getting the break speed off.
It was 35-10 at one point, I believe. 28 to 3. The game was 28 to 3
at some point.
Yeah.
And I remember at halftime,
we're fine.
Hey guys, we're fine.
We don't
One
lose.
play.
0-11 all time. Or Boise State is 11-0 all time against Colorado State. Thanks to George for the comment.
So
there.
coming out of halftime, we hand the ball off to Alexander Madison on counter, block nobody,
gone,
and he makes like 3 guys miss. And I don't say block nobody because Brad's don't like coach. I mean, it wasn't his.
Was that back in the -10?
Yeah,
because the defensive end spilled it.
Yeah,
the tight end came around. We got 5.
Nobody blocked anybody. It had nothing to do with the O-line. And Alex makes like 3 guys miss, goes 80.
Alec
touchdown.
Alec on the trick play.
I think
it was 2 touchdowns in the final 3 or 4 minutes because you had to get the onside kick.
Onside kick. Cedric received it. They score. Going to overtime. Leighton punches the ball. Jake Rowe.
Yep. Who scored in overtime?
Alexander Madison. Inside zone.
And then you guys had the ball first and scored. And then he punched the ball out. And you guys won, right?
Punched it out. Yeah.
There was nothing on the sideline. I'll never forget this. I'm sitting there. I was like, we're fine. We don't lose to these guys. You don't lose. And they're like, yeah, we're fine.
And you kind of sent me the text today. I mean, was there any thought of that with a team like San Jose? I mean, they never lost in the regular season to them. 14-0 coming in.
No, there wasn't. And I would tell you that maybe that's why I felt that. Like San Jose, if you want to change something, you better go for a 4th and 1 because that's your best chance to change the momentum. But they didn't. So
some nerves.
Amazing game, just like tonight, according to Jen Walters. We appreciate the comment there. As we get ready to wrap this up here, any final thoughts, Brad? It's been a long day. We started it out this morning, and appreciate you guys for your time. But a lot of people are loving it here. Just again, I know it's not perfect. It's 3-3. It's still not where a typical Boise State team might be after 6 games. I get it. But you're 2-0 in Mountain West play. Whether or not they can beat Fresno or Air Force or Wyoming, I mean, we can worry about that in a couple weeks.
Agreed.
They can absolutely do all that.
You can win it.
It's all in front of them.
You can win out. They did it last year. I mean, saved the season last year, winning out or whatever, going to the conference game. There's some things that are different this year with there's no divisions, right? It's the best record. So now the window's open. That Fresno-Wyoming game opened up a window for Boise State. And that's what happened. Now, the stretch of this season, which you're about to hit after the bye, is a rough one. I mean,
the Fresno State game, I mean, they have to beat Fresno State. I think they're going to have to beat Fresno State.
I'll disagree with you.
Okay.
You got to beat Wyoming.
Okay.
Wyoming, and everybody wants to say, Wyoming, explosive, not explosive. Wyoming will walk in here, and they will say, we don't care. We're going to hit you in the mouth, and we're about to test you how physical you are. And that is, and I'm not questioning Boise State's physicality.
Sure.
They're a physical football team. But that's what they do. And then at the end of the year, you have Air Force, Boise,
Black Friday to finish out the regular season.
I think that's
possibly 2 weeks in a row. I mean, the way they
that's going to be
now.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a tell.
But with the tiebreaker situation too, where it's head to head, that's what I'm saying. With Fresno, with Air Force, maybe with Wyoming. I mean, what year was that? With you guys lost like a 3-way tiebreaker because Brett, you guys had 1st and goal against Air Force. There was a weird game where there was a weird game
16.
where like the sun was in a bad spot in the first half.
I wasn't here. I played in the 5th.
Yeah,
but you guys end up being a long throw.
9 for 25 passing.
But you get it down to 1st and goal, and you got a chance to still win the game. and then New Mexico beat somebody and ended up being a 3-way tie. You guys would have been in if you had won that game. Unfortunately, those tiebreakers, they keep you that it matters. The head-to-head matters.
It does. Yeah. It does. But
November. November is a teller. November. The games that are played in November are remembered. And everything in college football, look at the playoff system. They don't come out with anything until late October, November, right? If you're not good in November.
And they shouldn't.
Yeah. If you're not good in November, your season's done.
Yeah.
I mean, done, that's a bad term, right? But the bowl games are determined in November.
So Boise State has a chance to get to 3-0 in Mountain West play next week. Then you have the bye, as we talked about. Help get to 3-0. You'd be 4-3. The overall record, I guess, at this point, you just try to ignore, right? You just look at the conference record and go.
It doesn't matter. I mean, for what they're trying to do, it doesn't matter.
Agreed.
It matters to fans. It matters for rankings. It matters for all that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter to the guys.
And everyone's, I get it. Shit, I wish I was beat Virginia. I wish we would have won at Oklahoma State. At the end of the day, we're going to win the Mountain West Conference in a bowl game. That's the goal of Boise State football.
Hey,
you run the Mountain West. That's Boise State football.
I've seen some bowl projections. A lot of people, we talk about Coach Prime. They finish 5th, 6th, 7th in the Pac-12. You win that LA Bowl. Coach Prime versus Boise State in the LA Bowl if you win the Mountain West.
Well, that'd be
you don't want that game?
That'd be great television.
That's good television. Yeah. And you know what?
The second quarter.
You're about to see some unbelievable athletes. Running quarterback?
Yes.
Hey.
By that point,
put the ball down. Let's play ball.
Yeah, like life's different at that point. Who knows who will even be playing at that point for either team?
Brad, I know you joke about the O-line coach getting criticism, whatever, but there's been a lot of folks on here giving you praise for your commentary tonight.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying right here, Kareem the Dream says, I'm saying we need more of Coach Bedell. This guy right here, Grand Tetons, I kind of like Bedell. Just kind of. He's cynical, but
that's okay.
But folks are giving you some positive.
So you're saying I got a chance.
Yes. We can. Now, here's the deal with Mike Sanford. Colorado is paying Mike Sanford still. So I tried to pay Mike Sanford, and he said anything that he makes comes off of what keep it off? All right.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk off air about this.
I'll tell you.
We'll talk.
Yeah,
but
I'll tell you. Screw it. Don't pay Sanford a dime. Don't pay me a dime. Are you making any money? No.
Yeah.
You know what? I love college football. I'll tell you what. I've had a hell of a time today. Thank you.
I'm just trying to be the attorney here.
Yeah, don't. You're trying to be an agent. Trying to be an agent.
Yes.
Don't put it on.
You know what?
But it's crazy. Like even $50 for a podcast here and there, they got to take it off what you make, and it's crazy how all that works. But
I don't need that. Yeah. I love college football. At the end of the day, when we left, I just hope Boise State football is successful. And you know what? At the end of the day, if they can play a physical brand of Boise State football, they're going to be okay. And I want nothing but the best for these kids.
Yeah.
Garrett Kern, Ben Dooley, I love them all.
Yeah.
Taylor Green, I love them all. And I want them to be successful and be great young men in this community. And you know what? They are. They won tonight. People can bitch, and I'll say it. You can bitch all you want. You want a game. And you know what? You're going to win the next one. Let's go.
Another comment from Devo Brunk. Coach Bedell in all caps is great. So there you go. You never knew all
because I'm not because they didn't run my ass on Troy on 4th down on quarterback sneak. We didn't get it. Troy. I remember all of them.
You keep the receipts, huh?
Yes.
As a football coach, I'll tell you right now, I can tell you every game. I'll tell you right now, the option play versus Fresno State on the left hash, we lost in overtime. They ran the option. They scored. We settled for a field goal. We lost the Mountain West Conference Championship.
Because we got the extra point block.
We got the extra point block. Yeah. I'll tell you this right now.
That was the snowing game where it was snowing and it was crazy.
Second half snow.
Alexander it took us like 1.8 to get the.
And Alexander Madison ran for about 210. And you know what? I'm telling you this right now. Yeah, that's what you remember. You know what? All this is fun. You live at nights on the losses, not the wins. You lose sleep over the losses, not the wins.
Somebody said don't pay Johnny or Prater either. So Oh man! Now we got someone calling. Jared says Bedell needs to be a head coach. So I don't know if you're looking to be a.
Yeah. It'd be the greatest year of our lives.
I think so.
I'll tell you this one thing.
Let me come be the SID or something.
Yeah, if I was a head football coach, I would do two things. Number one, let the staff coach. Number two, I would recruit everybody underneath the sun. I would recruit. That's my deal. As a head coach, you recruit and you have time management and you rely on people like Red on the sideline. That's how you win football games in college football. Because they're CEOs. They're not head coaches.
Someone's asking for your Venmo so they can help you get another Coors Light. But you're
Hey, you know what? I don't have Venmo. Coors Lights. I want to appreciate the Coors Brewing Company. We go all night with these people. I mean, I'm good.
I was trying to end it, but I mean,
I'm good. Let's go all night.
No,
come on. What's the next one? Come on. Let's go.
They said there's someone says any cigars around. I don't know if you guys are.
I don't smoke.
Let's see what else.
I'll do it NIL with Copenhagen.
Someone said to pay Bree.
That's a good maneuver. That's an expensive flight, DJ. What else we got? I don't know if you guys didn't notice. She lives in Boulder.
Yes, she does. Let's see. Tim, this is a comment.
Maybe.
Tim, this is a serious comment. Tim Keene got a lot of heat last year. No one probably talking about him now. That probably means something. I guess for an O-lineman, it's kind of like an umpire in baseball. When nobody knows who you are, you did a pretty good job. You know, nobody is talking about the O-line. That's usually a good thing.
Brad worked with Tim
UC Davis.
at UC Davis. I work with Tim here. He's a phenomenal coach. And, you know, and I even say this to Brad, and I told Brad this, people are getting on him. Like, people used to bitch about Scott Huff, who now coaches maybe the number one line in college football. I mean,
easily.
You know, what like, it's easy to bitch about the O-line. It's easy to bitch about it.
Especially here.
Like, you don't know all the million things going into what, like, was it the running back's problem? Was it a tight end problem? Was it a quarterback problem? Was it a receiver problem? But
the O-line's the easiest one to look at and say they screwed up.
You know, everybody, F the O-line.
They all want the O-line coach fired. And you know what?
Like,
last year they wanted Keene fired. This year they're playing really well. Huff, fire his ass. Bedell, fire his ass.
But all this stuff it all ties in. It's the entire offense.
Exactly.
And a lot of it comes down to, can the quarterback execute? Can he do things right? And it's not fair to put it all on the quarterback either, because there are times I think everybody that's ever coached offensive football would agree, hey, it's on all of us. And so to put it on one person, not fair at all.
There is a serious question here, Brad. Can I ask an actual legitimate? Chad wants to know, what did you look most for in O-line recruits? Was it lateral movement, footwork, size? What do you look for as an O-line?
That's a great question. Number one, there has to be a height requirement. There has to be in this conference. Number two, can they bend to the ankle? Can they bend to the hip? So flexibility is another one, and then athletic ability. Because eventually you got to turn these young men to their strength conditioning program. And we had a phenomenal one in Jeff Pittman. And I don't know the gentleman here at Boise State now. It's not my position to say. But Jeff Pittman, who's a Boise State alum, I'm going to give him a shout out. I turned him over. I turned the O-lineman over to him, and I believed in Jeff Pittman. So height, hip flexibility, ankle flexibility, athleticism, the strength coaches got to get him stronger. And physicality, I'll tell you what, I want to see offensive linemen rip necks. And if you can be a physical high school offensive lineman, not shy from physicality, and come in with blue collar, because that's what Boise State, you got to understand, Boise State football is about blue collar mentality and being physical football. That's what I look for when I was here, and that's what I wanted.
And we said this morning, O-line, though, is one of the hardest positions to recruit.
It's really hard. You're going to miss. And I hate to tell you that. I've missed. You're going to miss. And that's why Garrett Curran, MVP. I believe in it with all my heart. And I love the young man, and I hope Dooley gets back, because that's going to be another one come down the stretch in physical football and athletic ability. Ben Dooley is a guy that can play football.
Somebody was asking about a lot of the missed tackles tonight again from the defense. In the middle of the season, how do you work on tackling?
Circuits.
I mean, you can't really do a lot of. You're not doing live periods in week 6, are you? I mean,
no.
They will over the bye week. They'll do some.
By the way, someone's shouting out Jeff Pittman now at Idaho State, right, with Cody Hawkins.
He is. I love Jeff.
Jeff Pittman.
Jeff's here this week. Bye week.
Director of culture.
He is. I would agree with you 100%.
The tackling, though. Sorry to change topics there. I mean, how big of a deal is that?
Make sure we all knew Jeff.
Okay. All right.
Jeff Pittman's title is Director of Culture.
Yeah.
You gotta work the circuits. You gotta do those stuff. But I agree with Rid. The bye week, they're gonna tackle. I mean, you have to. That's the thing about where your opportunity, which a lot of people, I don't think the fans understand. The NCAA took away opportunity to tackle in fall camp. You have only a certain amount of time where you can tackle.
Yeah.
And when they took that away in fall camp for the health and the benefit of the player, which I would agree. I mean, come on, guys. We can't beat heads 90 days of the week. But this week they'll tackle. They're going to work the circuits. They're working about ball out, just like they're working on ball security. And they're gonna tackle every donut. They're gonna hit every.
And they'll have some. It won't be to the ground tackling, but they'll have like thud periods against the scout.
There's no difference in the NFL.
Yeah.
Look at the NFL later in the week. They're missing tackles and really offensive line play goes downhill.
But I know this. They will drill and drill and drill until it gets better.
We got a commenter here named Grand Tetons 2. He says, "Fun fact: I delivered chip cookies to Bedell's wife in 2018."
It's probably a fact. And you know what? I want to thank him for saying they're going to my wife when really I probably ate every single one of them. I appreciate that one.
Oh, Bree's leaving.
Bree,
Bree's leaving. Thank you, Bree. Appreciate you. Bree is heading out, which means it's probably time for us to head out here as well. Jordan says,
not make it sound
that's a good point. That's a good point. Sorry,
on that one.
My wife's watching. Yeah, that's not. Yeah. Yeah. Now there's a debate over what's better, crumble cookie or chip.
Oh,
I'm
not getting into that.
I'm not.
I'll take either one.
There's some talk on Kyle Brotzman. I don't know how they got talking about Kyle Brotzman and field goal kicking at some point in Boise State history here. We got.
Let's just be honest. Brotz he had a rough day, but that guy's been freaking awesome. Won a lot of games too.
Let's see. BJ, you got a good bunch here. Appreciate you guys' input, explaining some stuff to us folks. So this guy said, Jared, tell Bedell sorry I spelled his last name wrong. So I don't know when that would have been. But
happens often.
Okay, final thoughts. You get your final chance to speak to Bronco Nation here. Get the win, Brad. You're up at 3-3 now, 2-0 in Mountain West play. You got the QBs. You got the defense in the second half. What are your final thoughts on the day here?
I think at the end of the day, you win a football game. And I know they're cleaning up the stadium. And thank for those people that are cleaning up the stadium. It's going to go blue. They win a football game. You go into another contest with Colorado State, another road game, which they've been, we'll see how they do on the road. But I'll tell you what, you go into the bye and you're at with they beat Colorado State and they feel good. You feel good about the stretch and the 2 quarterback system. I'm excited about it. I can't wait for the game planning. I can't wait for the trick plays. I can't wait for that stuff. That's exciting to me. I mean, I think the kids love it. And if you can play a physical brand of football, you should feel really comfortable where they're at. And let's not forget, that is a tough non-conference schedule. And you know what? Everyone wants to bitch. I'll say it. You can edit it.
That's fine. It's 11:20 on a Saturday night. You're good.
Bitch about the non-conference schedule. That non-conference schedule toughens your players, gets them better for the conference. And when that happens, I think you can run it. I think Boise State can run it. They got the tough gauntlet. That's my deal. And
as you said, I know big picture wise, people would love to be fighting for the New Year's Six, whatever. But you're undefeated in conference play. Winning the conference championship, getting to go play in the LA Bowl at the SoFi Stadium. I mean, there's still what some fans might argue that's not good enough. I get it. Whatever. 3. But
we're not going to please everybody.
Yeah. No. Washington is a playoff football team, in my opinion. Right? UCF is not. They just got the Kansas. They
rock chalk, baby.
There you go.
With our backup quarterback.
Beat the brakes
off. Our backup quarterback. We put 50 on them with our backup quarterback.
You beat the brakes off of them.
Next week's the big week. We're going to Stillwater. We got to win in Stillwater next week. Then we got the bye. We're going to be 6-1 with OU coming to town.
You're going to get the brakes.
Bring college game day to Lawrence.
OU is going to beat the brakes off.
Let's go.
But I'll tell you this right now. The toughest, if you want to talk about non-conference, in conference, after the bye, you're about to see where we're at on Boise State
Wyoming,
football.
Fresno, back-to-back after the bye.
Wyoming, Fresno. And I'll tell you this. I've watched a lot of Air Force football.
Well, yeah, you got a couple weeks till we get to that one.
I've never seen them score so fast. It's a tough conference. You got a tough conference schedule that's ahead of you. And I think if they play physical brand of football, you should be comfortable where Boise State sits.
Your final thoughts on the day, Kemp?
2-0 conference. Yeah, am I the positive guy? Absolutely. Brad will tell you I
got to be honest real quick. I got to be honest, Brad. When it was not looking good, and like I said, there were some times last year where it wasn't good, and Kent was taking the positive approach. The fans were getting on you a little, Kent. They were a little because you were being a little too positive. You saw it through the blue and orange goggles. And I got to be honest, when it was not going good at halftime, I was a little worried about this show because I knew you were going to have – I thought, you know what, maybe Brad, maybe get a couple of Coors Lights in him. He don't have no ties to the program. Maybe he's –
I got ties.
You know what I mean?
love these kids.
But I thought maybe we would get Brad to be a little more me and John Mallory were talking in the press box.
I was.
And
I would be.
And Johnny was like, yeah, man, this could be interesting on the post game. And I was just –
say?
You sent me a text that I have on my phone saying somehow, some way, Boise State will win this game, and they did.
Won't be that close. And it was closer than I thought it was.
Yeah,
but
me too.
I believe in these guys. I really do. I don't think anybody has any idea how hard these guys are working, what they're making happen, the sacrifices they give, and hey, at the end of the year. Like, we'll figure out all the other stuff, but these guys, they're going to be committed to winning this thing this year. And it's going to be tough. They're going to have some trials and tribulations, and there might be another bump in the road. I don't really think so.
Yeah.
But I think that's where they're headed. And you know what?
Well,
to get into the New York Six, all you have to do is win your conference. And then
you're
be
one
the
of five.
Best.
Yeah.
Best.
You're not even putting that out of there yet. Wow. Okay.
I'm not because.
Well, yeah. Who else out there is from
Tulane?
Okay.
Tulane, but they've lost a few games.
Oh yeah, one or two.
But
Fresno's lost one.
Saying,
their first wins tonight.
If you win the conference,
then no one else in your conference is eligible. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't do shit without your conference.
I'm just telling you, it's not out of the. It's not out of it.
I just got to say, Brad, I've known this guy for about 10 years now. And I can go to sleep tonight feeling a lot better because Kent Riddle now follows me on Twitter. As of about a couple hours ago, I get the little notification, K-Rid is now following you.
I feel like I felt you for 100.
I know.
It's probably a shot on me. I don't even think I follow you.
You don't either. That's okay. But
I'll follow you right now.
I was wondering what – I know, but I wondered – that was weird. I was wondering if something happened where I was like, I guess it says Ken Riddle is now following you on Twitter. I know there's a fake Kent Riddle account or what, but –
there you go. I followed you back.
There you go. Appreciate it. About time.
Yeah, I feel like that's happened for a long time.
I appreciate you guys. We got great comments, great viewership, record viewership. We went way longer than I wanted to.
All we need is Bronco Nation to make it like it was tonight. Every freaking home game.
Yeah, I mean, New Mexico and Wyoming. I don't know what kind of crowds you're going to. New Mexico might be a little.
You got one lost team coming to town.
Wyoming should be okay. November 11th or whatever it is against, I'm a little nervous about the crowd for a New Mexico game on November 11th.
Well, there might have something big going on that night.
Hey, I know
get the basketball team to do something.
There you go. They play the next day against San Francisco, I think. So I'm looking forward to this week. I'm going to Vegas for basketball media days, and then I'm actually staying at Mike Sanford's house. I'm bunking up with Sanford in the guest house. I'm going to Colorado and Stanford on Friday night with Mike. And then Saturday, Mike's going to do pregame and postgame with me at Canvas Stadium for Boise State, Colorado State. So going to be a fun week. I'm looking forward to it. So
Tell Mike we all sit alone.
We'll have to get a fourth spot, or we'll figure something out. You're gone that weekend. You're going to see Ezra Cleveland, so it works out perfect. There you go. We're gonna. This was kind of a one-day thing, but I mean, now folks are liking it.
Give me a call.
The rest of the home games, at least, we may need to do the Wyoming game in a couple weeks. We may need to make it happen.
We actually have a way better show.
I'd love to. I've had a hell of fun.
Yeah, you guys talking are everybody's loving it. They're saying thanks. They're loving it. So,
show.
yes.
Yeah, I'm
BNN
sorry
After
for that
Dark.
one.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
It's like Skinamax.
Yeah. Somebody says Bedell, Sanford, and Riddle show would be amazing. Hey, for the first time in a long time, there's someone that says keep Bedell. There you go,
dude. That's legendary. You know, whoever said that, I'll pay you later.
I think it says Jessica Bedell.
You know what? I love it.
We finally outed Grand Tetons.
I love it. You know what, Teton? I love you.
Wow.
I love you.
Wow. All right. Hey, Brett, seriously, thank you so much. The morning show, the evening show was fun.
I love to do it.
You got the insight and like this.
I'm telling you, BJ, we can do like the COVID show.
There you go. The stuff that.
Are you kidding me?
Okay. Brad Bedell's the best thing since sliced bread.
Hey, Mom, appreciate you. And she's no longer with us.
Oh man, no, seriously, Ken, as always, thank you to you as well. It's fun, great insight. We appreciate it. Subscribe, BroncoNationNews.com. Plenty of coverage coming, and we'll talk to you guys Monday. We'll talk to you soon. Go subscribe, read the site. We'll talk to you guys later. Final score, I at halftime, I didn't know I'd be saying this, but 35-27. Boise State comes back, wins it in the second half. We'll talk to you guys later. Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com.
You looking for a new job? Well, how about getting into the trucking industry? Our friends at Transportation Compliance Service can help you every step of the way, whether it's the big rig on your screen, the Amazon truck in your neighborhood, all the paperwork, all the things you need. Let them help you out. Transcomservice.com. They'll have you out there towing that first load in no time. Transcomservice.com. United Commercial Insurance makes business insurance easy. They can write business policy insurance in 44 states around the country. UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. Give them a call, 229-8222. Bronco Nation News, a proud client of United Commercial Insurance. We highly recommend you do as well at UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. The Raines family is happy to have made the switch to Boise Dentistry Co. Highly recommend you do as well. Dr. Miner and his staff, full family dentistry for the whole family. They make it an enjoyable experience to go to the dentist, and we highly recommend you check them out. 5 locations in the Treasure Valley. You may think you're happy with your dentist. You'll be even happier if you make the switch to Dr. Miner and Company. Check them out online, BoiseDentistryCo.com. The pounds continue to fall off, and it's thanks to Dave and our friends over at Lean Feast. Check them out, leanfeast.com/Meridian. Full customizable meal prep. You want to go into the store, pick out your meals individually. That's great. It's right there on Eagle Road in Meridian. Or you can do it all online at leanfeast.com/Meridian, and they'll deliver it to you. 208-487-5782. They're feeding the football team, the basketball team, Taylon Green, Ashton Genty, Tyson Degenhart, and more. Check them out. Lean Feast, leanfeast.com/Meridian. Still time to get that fall round of golf in, and you need to do it at Timberstone Golf Course out in Caldwell. Book a tee time at playtimberstone.com. The best greens in the valley, new technology, new golf carts, friendly environment, fun, challenging course. Check them out, Timberstone Golf Course. Book your tee time today, and I'll see you out there. PlayTimberstone.com.
He was wasted his kick. Came on there in the back. Because last time we did it, we were facing the people. Like we were spun around. So the light was kind of blinding people. But it was easier for people to like come up behind the screen.
I'm more or less. I'll tell him that.